be the moderator for this discussion as well. The topic of discussion today is about the problems that young girls face when they're pursuing a higher education. And we both are here representatives of the Youth General Assembly. The Youth General Assembly is the first youth led parliamentary initiative in Pakistan's history, which is playing an effective role in administrative, political, economic, and social processes while honoring the leadership skills of youth. Youth General Assembly takes pride in being the parent organization of three youth led initiatives, namely YGA Legal Forum, YGA Business Forum, and YGA Media Forum, which have the privilege of working on diverse activities and engaging youth from different academic and professional backgrounds. Talking about this particular initiative, YGA thinks it's time that we all see gender as a spectrum instead of two sets of opposing ideals. It is our duty to create awareness among all nations, recommend solutions, and strive to resolve issues of females in Pakistani society. YG is giving a platform to females from all professions to come together and talk about their issues. Politicians, lawyers, judges, bureaucrats, and lawmakers will join us in the upcoming webinars. Join us so that you can also be part of the solution and let us together transcend the barriers of inequality in the society. This series will include webinars discussing gender disparity in the education sector, in the employment sector, in politics, as well as in health, the causes of disparity, and why women lag behind, what steps government and civil society has to take to solve these issues, and why this gap still exists. We have with us today Dr. Humera Yusuf, who is the Assistant Director at EDDP at Superior University. Thank you, Ms. Dr. Humera, for being with us today. Dr. Humera, are you there? I'm sorry, Dr. Humera, I can't really hear you. Is this an issue on my part, or is she not audible to everyone?
No, I guess there is something wrong with her internet.
With my internet?
No, her internet.
Okay. Unfortunately, we've gotten disconnected from Dr. Humera right now. We will give her a couple of minutes to see if she can join us. Anisa, the topic of discussion today was the problems that girls face when pursuing a higher education. Up until Miss Mera has the opportunity to join us again, I think that we can continue this discussion a little bit of our own, what we plan to discuss in today's session. Um, Miss
Okay.
Mera is here with us. She's backstage. She's about to enter. So till she comes here, I think we can discuss some of the things that we'll be going through. She is able to hear us. So I think we really want to point out why people feel like pursuing a higher education is not as important for girls as it is for men. When pursuing a higher education, what avenues are open to women and how there are very certain fields that they're allowed to pursue a higher education in, and even within them there's a very clear boundary that is set for them from which they cannot go over. So when Ms. Mera is able to join us again, these are some of the things that we can go through and that our audience can expect to hear. Up until Ms. Mera is joining us, Anisa, you are pursuing a degree at the Lahore College for Women University. Why don't you tell us something about your environment at university? How is it? Is it welcoming for young girls?
Yeah, I guess overall in whole Pakistan, it's the first women matlab university which is recognized in on the foreign boards. जिसमें सबसे ज़्यादा LC की जो university है उसमें basic इनके जो projects हैं it's basically related to women. तो उसमें they want women to participate and it's like all girls university. We have our administrative staff mostly which is from the university. We have our heads from the university. So there are basically very initiatives which we are taking as a part of the executive council at my university as well. We are also working on the directors affairs for the students. Just may we provide different opportunities for the girls. Basically, we provide different merit-based scholarships. Just may they can work out. और वहाँ पर हमारी यूनिवर्सिटी में बेसिकली ये है कि बहुत से स्टूडेंट्स जो हैं they cannot they're not from Lahore, they are like out of city और ये तो उसमें they want कि हमें proper जो university है उन्हें accommodation देती है and they work for them अगर उनको कोई भी मसला होता है there are different we can say different sections उन्होंने बनाए हुए हैं if someone is having problem we they can go they can consult them there are special health centers there are special consultants इसमें अगर if the girl is facing any kind of problem they can go and consult them while studying in the this university which is like all girls some kind of problems are there because it's like all girls some kind of exposure is still less in them but the opportunities they are being provided the freedom they are being provided the platform being the first Asia biggest university in Pakistan I guess LC is playing the biggest role and I guess it will inshallah make their students to outcome as being representative for the Pakistan. And I wanted to add something more that our physical education department, most of the girls, they are into games and especially all these things. In the women hockey championship and the women international cricket board, we have with us. दो तीन girls and they are representing LC and they are playing nationally on board in Pakistan. So I guess LC is also playing very important role. Just may they are representing women all over the world और इसमें foreign just maybe international forums हैं उसमें भी represent कर रहे हैं. So I guess it is playing an important role and it will inshallah provide a great platform to the girls as well for further
I'm
processes.
sorry to cut you short, but you mentioned how a lot of students at LCWU come from outside of Lahore. So, do you think the reason why it is harder for women to pursue and educate higher education is because there's not as many institutes that exist in Pakistan within smaller cities, and that means that young girls have to travel outside their homes and outside their localities to pursue that education, and parents might be reluctant because of that. How do you think a lack of formal higher education institutes comes into play?
Okay, so yeah, I talked about that. A lot of students who are not from this city and they came out and for the study for the basic higher education. जिसमें basically I think जितना मैंने problem यहाँ तक देखा है, it's all about budgeting. The government is providing to universities. जो small towns हैं उसमें there is no basic university. I basically belong to Stalkot and I'm here for the higher education with my family. So we moved here just because for the higher education because there were no proper university there and वहाँ पर proper एक environment नहीं है proper एक वहाँ पे basically there is also a thing that the women cannot seek higher education. I came from that area, but still we move here for the higher education. उसमें basically the main thing we are lagging behind is budgeting from the government. And if we get the budget, there is proper implementation. We cannot get the proper implementation and the work plan. जिसमें हम work करके we can have the proper universities and proper free education system for the women. तो as we all know जैसे हमने the proper webinars में खुद बात की थी it was like that only 2% GDP is only provided इसमें we can talk about building a proper infrastructure for the universities and school system so we're not getting that properly and if we get that there is no implementations there kind of certain things the corruption things and this is still going on in Pakistan so I guess when we can wipe out these factors
I'm sorry
I
to
guess
cut
we
you
have our
short,
back
but
yeah.
I think Miss Humera is here with us. Miss Humera, I hope all problems have been sorted out right now.
Most probably. Can you hear me? Am I audible?
Yes, yes, you're absolutely audible. Thank you so much for joining us today. Just
Thank
a
you.
little heads up. that Ms. Mera is the assistant director at ETGP at Superior University, and she's here with us today to discuss some of the problems that women face when pursuing a higher education in Pakistan, particularly. Mrs. Niza was just telling us how she feels that a lack of government funding towards universities, a lack of prioritizing education, is what has caused women to lag behind in higher education. What do you feel about that, Ms. Mera?
No doubt, Anisa points very well about the problem that girls are facing for the higher education, especially for the remote areas. As she also belong outside the Lahore, and I am also from the South Punjab area. And I personally feel that there is a lot, no doubt, there is a lot of problem for the females to pursue for the higher education. But as you check the statistics of the current government universities, medical institutions, or the engineering sector, you can easily see that there are more female in the higher education as compared to male, because females are, I personally feel that females are more energetic, more positive, more intelligent, more professional as compared to male. They have an opportunity to get the education because somehow the families are now currently feel that the female education is more important as compared to the male education. And the government is also doing work, but this work is not enough or sufficient to provide the opportunity for all the females from all over the Pakistan or all over the areas of the Pakistan. But the scenario is quite changed, as I personally feel that whenever I tell my students or told my students about my story, that I belong to a South Punjab area, and how I struggle to get different kinds of scholarships to get opportunity for the higher education. I got a scholarship from the Commonwealth 2 times. I got scholarship of indigenous scholarship, and in these scholarships there is no basis of gender, and this is only based of your educational background, your hard work, and your commitment towards your studies or your profession. So I personally feel that scenario, no doubt there is a problem, but females are more energetic, and females are more professional, and females are more focused as compared to the before one, and they are now currently working on it. And all the private sector education institutes and all the government sector education institutes now realize that it is the era or the demand of the need that female have to provide much opportunities. The female have to provide equal opportunities to get higher education and to get professional education as the male have.
You mentioned how you come from a background that was not as encouraging to pursue higher education. Would you like to share some of your experience, how what struggles you faced when you wanted to pursue a higher education, and how you overcame those struggles?
No doubt, I will definitely share it with you. But it was quite a long time before, so I feel that these scenarios are quite changed as compared to my scenario. In my time there is no awareness about getting different kinds of scholarships. For example, if I am discussing my case, that there is no even a single platform that provides you opportunity to get the knowledge about different kinds of national or international scholarship. Now there is a different platform on the Facebook, you can say. There is one Facebook page which I acknowledge a lot, that is Scholarship Network, and it provides you opportunity to get different types of networks in national level or international level. And in my time, my first job was in NetSol. In NetSol, actually, my first master's in computer sciences from Punjab University, in College of Information and Technology, PUCIT, and I got an opportunity to get a job in NetSol as an intern in the start. And my parents did not allow me to join it because they personally feel, my father is basically cardiologist. It doesn't mean that I did not belong to an educated family. He feels that only education sector or the medical sector or the healthcare sector is for the female, not for all the IT sector or the engineering sector is for the female. And when I got the job from in the NetSol, my father told me that this is not for you. You have to go and join and try to pursue your career in education sector. And after that, after 10 years, my one of my sister is currently working in software house. then the things are quite changed now. The things are quite changed now. People are quite changed now. No doubt, no doubt, in southern Punjab and in other areas of the Pakistan, that there are a lot of work to be done. But who will do this work? Obviously, government will not do this. Who will do this work? Obviously the other institute, the other political parties. We are not. We are. We. I personally feel that their focus is not for us. They are focusing on themselves. And who will do this? We will do this. Only female can do this by herself. She or he, if she will have to motivate herself, how to dream herself, how to pursue her career after 10 years, how to see herself after 10 or 5 years. And this is the best opportunity for the female to see her, because the scenario, the education institutes, the behavior of the people, the behavior of the parents, the behavior of the education institutes are quite changed and quite encouraging for the female. There are a lot of scholarship opportunities for the female in national or international level, and
Miss
these scholarship
Mera?
opportunities are not specifically for the males. Yes.
Okay. Thank you so much for that very in detailed answer. It really helped our audience. But one thing that you mentioned that really piqued my interest was the fact that despite the fact that your father was an educated man himself, he was a cardiologist, he felt that the education sector or the medicine field was more appropriate for girls. Do you still see that disparity when girls apply to superior university, that there's certain majors that they're more inclined towards, that they're more inclined to study majors like education or medicine than other majors? Is there still this different in the level of enrollment at universities?
Actually, in private sector universities and the government sector universities, you will see different kind of scenario. In government sector universities, for example, if you see the statistics of the UET, University of Engineering and Technology, you will see that there are more females as compared to male. But as we discussed the statistics of the private sector institutes, and you will see that there are more male as compared to female, because parents always encouraging male to apply in the, yeah, or you can say that parents wants to spend money on the male member of the family to become to in the private sector. And in the government sector there is a nominal fee, and when a female get an opportunity to join it, and the parents definitely allow her. That's the basic scenario, and till now it's the same that parents are uh, especially in the, you can say, in these sectors where they have to pay a lot of money, and they will focus on the male as compared to the female. And this is the
So
same in
you
the all almost all the private institutes, especially in
Yes.
the engineering sector, on the medical sector. Uneza is a student, and she will definitely tell you about the scenario of this. She definitely observe it.
Yeah, I will definitely. But I was thinking about, you said that there are more females in higher education as compared to men. But if we see the statistics overall nationwide in Pakistan, there are major dropouts in higher education as compared to the primary education for females. So, what do you think the main reason is for the dropout in higher education for the females, and what are the difficulties and hindrances they are facing these days to get education properly?
Uneza, I personally feel I did not study this such kind of statistics till now. That there is a more dropout ratio of the female as compared to male. But definitely, I personally agree with you that there is an difficulty in the environment for the females, especially when they get married. For example, I personally discussed the story of my sister. She is dental surgeon, and in her class there are more female as compared to male, and only three females are currently working in the professional life, and all the females left their studies behind after getting married, or now they are focusing on the family. They are not going for the practice, and they are not going to pursue their professional career. And this is the biggest problem that Pakistan is facing it. Somehow I personally believe that most of the females personally did not agree with my point of view. I personally sometimes believe, sometimes I want to discuss, or sometimes I want to share it with government institutes or other educationists, that there is some ratio, there must be some ratio between the female or the male seats, especially designated in the government sector institutes, especially in the medical or in the engineering department. So you can easily understand, but after analyze the statistics of these specially institutes, especially in the engineering and especially in the medical side, that most of the females did not pursue their career after their family. No doubt, the female have to face a lot of burden after being getting married. Uh, they have to bear the child. They have to do all the home tasks, and most of the and in our Asian families did not. You can say did not like or did not go or did not value these points, and they want to focus on more home tasks as compared to their professional work. And this is the main problem, the main cause. The female uh, definitely left their professional career and more focused on the family.
Exactly, it's basically the mindset we are having these days, जिसमें हमें घर से ही allow नहीं किया जाता है कि we can pursue education, higher education after getting married. We have this conservative thinking at all. So it's about higher education. If we talk about by while pursuing the higher education, about jobs, उसमें अगर हम देखते हैं तो it's about like 1 to 2% of women who are working out there, because वहां पर जब जॉब प्लेसेस में दे हैव वर्क प्लेस डिफिकल्टीज, उनको वहां पे ऐसा एनवायरनमेंट नहीं मिलता वेयर दे कैन एक्सप्रेस आवर सेल्स, दे डू नॉट गेट द प्रॉपर प्लेटफॉर्म जिसमें वो अपने आप को पूरा जो है वो एक्सप्रेस कर सके. सो देयर आर वर्क प्लेस डिफिकल्टीज. सो हाउ कैन यू, व्हाट इज योर टेक ऑन दैट, हाउ कैन वी वाइप आउट द वर्क प्लेस डिफिकल्टीज? एंड जो कोटा सिस्टम हमें वर्क प्लेस में मिलता है फॉर वुमेन, इट्स ओनली 1%, कि 1% वुमेन को वहां पे एक रिजर्व सीट्स दी जाती हैं कि दे कैन गो एंड दे कैन वर्क देयर. नॉट एवरी वुमेन इज coming on the merit basis. It's only 1% of quota women who are coming there for working. So do you think we can improve the,
I'm
yeah.
so sorry to cut you short. You also mentioned how you feel in particular education sectors like engineering, there should be special quotas for women. Do you
Yeah.
think that this sort of added protection is the right way to ensure female participation?
Actually, it's
Yeah.
very difficult to change the mindset of the culture, the mindset of the people, and sorry to say that these mindset are basically the problem caused by the upbringing of our mothers. I personally feel that being a mother of a 16 years old boy, and it's my responsibility to tell him how to respect the female and how to tackle. And if her wife is wants to do the jobs, and it's my responsibility to tell him that give the respect to her and give her to and give her an opportunity to excel in the professional life as you want to do in your professional life. And unfortunately in Pakistan it's been very difficult to do in such urgent cases. So I personally feel that there are some minor or small steps that we have to take on before going to the before wants to change the whole environment or the whole setup. The one must things that I personally want to do, I personally want to discuss, and I personally want to share it with all the females, that please be strong yourself. Please see you yourself in some dreams. बिकॉज हम फीमेल खुद ही अपने आप को इतना ज्यादा क्रिटिसाइज करते हैं, बिकॉज वी डिड नॉट वांट टू सपोर्ट द अदर फीमेल. एज यू सी, अगर कोई मेल किसी मेल को सपोर्ट करता है तो आपने देखा है कि वो फौरन साथ खड़ा हो जाता है, इवन दो ही इज रॉन्ग और राइट, ही डिड नॉट बॉदर इट. And even me working in the professional field, and my co-worker female is doing something wrong, and I will definitely say, oh hey, why are you doing this wrong? And I did not want to even understand that why she is doing this. I did not want to even bother it. This is the mindset that we have to do it change. This is not the responsibility of the society. This is not the responsibility of any male person. This is the responsibility of me and you and all the other females. So I personally feel that we have to do some changes in our mindset, in our side, and after that we have to get assurance from the society, or we have to get assurance from the organizations or the other professional you can say professional organizations to do provide us such opportunity. If we did not stand for our values, if we did not stand for our rights, then nobody can even bother you. So it's
So you
no doubt there is a problem, but We have to do. It doesn't mean that we have to just stand, just sit and always discuss the problem, the problem, ye problem. We have to fight it with it with a positive attitude, and we have to support each other in all the aspects. That's a big
So,
solution.
Obviously, that
exactly, I just wanted to ask one more thing. You are saying that okay, it's not going to happen overnight. We need to do some changes. We need to wipe out the factors. जिसमें ये सारी चीजें हो रही हैं. But what tools do you recommend to change the mindset, to change all these factors which are playing great role in being the hurdle for the women education? What tools would we take as an organization is providing a platform to the youth जिसमें हम काम कर सकें to provide them greater opportunity.
सबसे पहले तो मैं अपनी फीमेल बच्चियों को भी ये कहती हूँ, अपनी बहनों को भी कहती हूँ, अपने कज़न्स को भी कहती हूँ, अपने तमाम रिलेटिव छोटी बच्चियों को कहती हूँ कि प्लीज़ ख्वाब देखें, ड्रीम देखें। ड्रीम देखना बहुत अच्छा है और उसके लिए एफर्ट करें। स्ट्रगल, मेहनत करना कभी भी ज़ाया नहीं होता। अल्लाह विल ऑलवेज़ हेल्प अस, अल्लाह विल ऑलवेज़ सपोर्ट हू ऑलवेज़ डू स्ट्रगल, ठीक है? जब मेहनत करेंगे तो उसका फल भी पाएँगे। वे इवन विदाउट डूइंग दिस, डूइंग द हार्ड वर्क और द स्मार्ट वर्क यू कैन से इट्स नॉट पॉसिबल टू गेट एनीथिंग। सबसे पहले तो हमें अपने आप को चेंज करना होगा, हमें अपने माइंडसेट को चेंज करना होगा। डू फोकस ऑन द पॉजिटिव एस्पेक्ट्स ऑफ द लाइफ एज कंपेयर टू द नेगेटिव एस्पेक्ट्स। सेकेंडली, थिर्डली, द ऑर्गेनाइजेशन शुड हैव टू प्ले अ पॉजिटिव रोल इन इट, स्पेशली इन द एजुकेशन सेक्टर्स। एजुकेशन सेक्टर्स में पता है क्या, समटाइम हम फीमेल 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 ही प्ले कर करके ना हम एक अजीब सा मेसी इन्वायरमेंट क्रिएट कर देते हैं, ठीक है? I personally believe that there is a blend of female and male environment, ठीक है? जहाँ पे हमारी बच्चियों को कैसे एक प्रोफेशनल ऑर्गेनाइजेशन में काम करके वहाँ पे वो अपने आप को सूटेबल वे में कैसे वो प्रेजेंट कर सकती हैं, कैसे वो सूटेबल वे में अपनी बात को कम्युनिकेट कर सकती हैं, एंड हाउ विल गेट द अवेयरनेस फ्रॉम द अदर पर्सन ऑल्सो एंड अदर ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस और अदर environmental factor from the environmental factor also. So I personally believe that education sector have to work on it, and in the private organization or in the government organization or you can say in the multinational, I personally believe that they are trying to do it, but please be more concise, be more focused with the female worker, try to understand their problems. They have some genuine problems that they have to face. Please don't deal genuine problems with the other male problems or discuss the criteria. For example, आज ही मैं एक फीमेल से मिली और उसने मुझे कहा कि मैं एक मल्टीनेशनल कंपनी में काम करती है, एंड शी सेड कि जब मेरी टाइमिंग खत्म हो जाती है तो मेल मेंबर्स जो उनसे हैं वो स्टे करते हैं रात को लेट नाइट तक, एंड इट्स नॉट पॉसिबल फॉर बीइंग अ फीमेल फॉर मी टू स्टे एट लेट लॉन्ग आवर्स। तो मेरे जो हेड हैं जो से वो मुझसे हमेशा एनवाय रहते हैं, तो दिस मस्ट बी चेंज दिस, एंड फीमेल शुड हैव टू रेज देयर वॉइस अगेंस्ट इट। और इसमें हम फीमेल जोन सी हैं और ऑर्गेनाइजेशन से मैं रिक्वेस्ट करूंगी कि प्लीज जोन से अगर कोई आपका एम्प्लॉय विद इन द वर्किंग आवर काम नहीं कर सकता ना, तो वो स्टे करके भी काम नहीं कर सकता। प्लीज देखें अच्छी प्रैक्टिसेस जो सी हैं, वेस्टर्न की अच्छी प्रैक्टिसेस को देखें। दिस इज नॉट द राइट प्रैक्टिस कि आप लेट आवर तक काम करेंगे तो आपकी प्रोफेशनलिज्म जो है वो शो होगा। फीमेल, अच्छा, interestingly, one of the HR member told me that they deliberately hired female as compared to male because female are more professional, female are more job oriented, female more focused, और वो जॉब स्विच नहीं करती, तो इसलिए वो कहते हैं कि हमें उनका बेनिफिट होता है अगर बीइंग अ फीमेल हम किसी मेंबर को जो है वो ज्वाइन करवाते हैं। That's the reason, that's the story behind it.
Miss Humaira, Dr. Humaira, you've shared some valuable insight with us today. You pointed out some valid problems that we face in the higher education sector, particularly as women. You pointed out how having a certain type of quota system, how promoting, as organizations and institute, promoting values that are encouraging and allowing women to enter the workforce are important for them to progress. You pointed out really important things for us. Thank you so much for joining us today. I hope this session was valuable to the audience members in the way that they were encouraged to pursue their dreams. Like you said, it is very important to dream, and we should all keep on dreaming. And I hope that we can foster the type of environment within our families and culturally that encourages people to pursue their dreams and education, and particularly girls. So, thank you so much for joining us today. We
Thank
will
you so
be
much. Thank you for
ending.
providing me an opportunity. It's a pleasure to meet you
It
and
was
Vanessa.
lovely having
Thank
you
you.
here.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.